It's often said that age is just a number. While we may roll our eyes at how not so subtly they are trying to hide their age by saying this, we soon realize how true this saying can be. We simply cannot believe our eyes or ears when we are told how many people around the same young ages like ours are achieving so much in life while we seem to be barely getting through the days. The same story applies to Melanie Perkins, the woman who founded Canva, a revolutionary graphic design platform that has resolved all our posters, invites, and presentation designing problems within a short time. But that's not all. Did you know that Melanie Perkins, the same young lady who is now famous as the second wealthiest woman in Australia, used to sell scarves in the market before all this magic took place? Surprised? Well, there's more to it. When she proposed the idea that she had regarding Canva in mind to raise funds for it, she was straight away rejected and told to go back to the drawing board. And this just did not happen once or twice. It happened hundreds of times before she was finally heard and her days changed. Now imagine yourself in her position. One thing that we know for sure is that the majority of us who have just given up on our ideas or accepted it is our fate that maybe our idea really was a stupid one. But for Melanie, it produced a young and determined fighter. In today's video, we'll be going over how Melanie Perkins struggled, strived hard, and accomplished her dreams. Today, Canva is one of the most yearned after graphic designing platforms, and all for the right reasons. So sit back and relax, for you are definitely going to enjoy this inspiring and motivational journey. But before we dive right into the details of it, make sure to click the subscribe button given below so you never miss out on any of the inspiring stuff that we keep bringing your way. Early life. Melanie Perkins was born in a multicultural family to an Australian mother and a Malaysian father. Both her parents were working in their respective fields related to engineering and teaching. It is safe to assume that while growing up, little Melanie had seen a lot of work happening around her, and so she grew up developing a business-minded nature. Now, isn't this a great thing? You get inspired by the people that you see around you and feel that it is your job as well to develop a similar interest for pursuing your goals, whatever they may be. Melanie had an entrepreneurial mindset. She wanted to grow from scratch, and that too, while using her efforts and hard work. So, while she was still as young as 14 years old, she stepped into the entrepreneurial cum business world and created her first product, handmade scarves that she wanted to sell in the markets of Perth. This determination and courage to pursue what she wanted is indeed something that should be appreciated and taken as an inspiration for doing whatever your heart wants to do. When asked about how she views this experience in her life, Melanie always says that the freedom and excitement that she experienced during this entire time was something that she will never forget, and we think it rightfully so. Imagine being a 14-year-old kid who is roaming through the markets without having any prior experience or information about how things are done, and yet still managing to get her scarves sold. How convincing and brilliant of her. But this isn't all. Melanie Perkins has been a hard worker all her life. As a young high schooler, she was interested in learning how to figure skate on a professional level, and for this, she used to get up early at the crack of dawn to train herself. Talk about being motivated. How Canva came to be. Melanie attended her high school at Sacred Heart College and later went to the University of West Australia to pursue her degree in commerce, communications, and psychology. While pursuing this degree, Melanie also made sure to carry on with her multitasking skills, and this time it revolved around tutoring kids who were pursuing graphic designing as their career path. And yes, as you may have already guessed it, this was the turning point or the moment where the idea behind Canva was planted in her head, although things did not take place overnight, mind you. While she tutored students, she noticed that there were several of them who had no idea, no background knowledge, and sometimes not even the adequate skills to go ahead and control a platform as wholesome as well as highly complex as Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator, two popular names in the graphic design industry without which half of their work is incomplete. She was quick to realize that things this way could end up being worst case scenarios for her students and other people as well. So, being the thoughtful person that she was, she decided to step in with an idea in her mind. It turns out that she had been thinking in the long term, and interestingly enough, for everyone and not just for the sake of teaching her students. Originally and initially, this idea consisted of her going forward with such a platform that would allow everyone, even the people who did not belong to this field, to get their designing demands accomplished from a one-stop place. In a way, she wanted to provide answers and solutions to all while making sure that the complex designing and technical procedures were conveniently skipped. But as it turns out, things weren't going to be as simple as she would have thought. Of course, how could a student have imagined studying, maintaining her grades, and also tutoring students while at the same time working to bring a phenomenal venture out to the public? And so, at the mere age of 19 years old, Melanie took the tough decision of stepping forward and calling it quits for her university journey. While this decision might have taken its toll upon her mental health, along with blessing her with a lot of what ifs, such as what if this doesn't work out, what if I end up disappointing people rather than making them happy, it turns out that this wasn't the case, and Melanie emerged as energized as ever to launch her first business named Fusion Books along with Cliff Obrecht back in 2007. The road to billionaire fortune. Fusion Books was a venture designed by Melanie and Cliff to facilitate several students in helping them design their yearbooks. This platform was student-friendly and consisted of several templates and a super user interface that allowed students to simply drag and drop their desired designs and go ahead with them. As lucky as Melanie was, her parents stepped in to help her with her newly found business, and their efforts were seen when they helped her with all the printing and publishing tasks. She used her parents' home as her office, where Cliff would often cold call potential clients, and her mother would keep on contributing with her advice regarding on how to get things done. She was a school teacher after all. Imagine the joy of a teenager who just quit her university to make things easier for others and ended up making a great success at what she planned to do. Well, we believe that all of this should be attributed to her hard work and dedication that did not let her sit back and only made her devoted to her cause with each passing day. However, life had other things in store for Melanie. Some years down this smooth and busy lane of Fusion Books, both Cliff and Melanie realized that they needed more funds if they were to run Fusion Books with the same enthusiasm and zeal. For this, they had to approach different people who would be willing enough to listen to their pitch and donate some funds for Canva, their one-stop shop for all graphic designing needs. However, the people simply did not like this idea, and Melanie received countless rejections during this time. She says that it was around 100 of these rejections that kept piling up her way. In 2011, a prominent investor named Bill Tai was invited to judge a startup competition where Melanie and Cliff were also present. Over dinner, both of them presented their pitch to Bill and the other investors who were present at that event. Although they did not succeed in receiving any funding, they became regular participants at the different events that Tai kept on organizing for different startups and investors. Melanie and Cliff both met several different people during this time, with some people always expressing little to no interest in their business. However, it was Lars Rasmussen, the co-founder of Google Maps, who finally noticed the spark in them and so connected the duo to Cameron Adams. Now, Adams was an ex-Google employee but had all the technical expertise that was needed by Melanie to scale her business. He was initially not interested in the business, but with some good persuasion and sometime later, he finally joined the Canva family for good. And with that, the rest is history. Under the influence of Melanie Perkins as a CEO, Cliff Obrecht as a COO, and Cameron Adams, there has been no going back. Canva has made Melanie reach up to the pinnacle of success, and it is indeed the fruit of all her hard work and dedication. Canva has flourished and bloomed like no other graphic designing company. Its users keep on growing, and the team keeps on adding new features to make it even more attractive and user-friendly day by day. Later in 2019, Obrecht proposed to Melanie, and the couple finally signed off their vows in January 2021. To all of us, they sure sound like the dream team. Melanie and Cliff keep on donating to charity from time to time, and just recently, in November of 2021, they joined a giving pledge intending to donate part of their fortune for philanthropic purposes. With each passing day, Melanie keeps on inspiring us and teaching us important lessons that the earlier we start, the more chances we have at winning in life. How did you like the story of Melanie Perkins, the big name behind Canva, and her struggles? Did you find yourself relating to her story at any point in her life? Share with us your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed today's content, check out this related video to see more. Until next time.